everybody, it's Wendy, and today we're going to do something a little bit fun and different. We're going to paint some polymer clay with Pebeo paints. So this is not a paid promotion. I just want to state that up front. I just got these and thought they are really cool, and I've made some pieces with them that turn out really amazing. So let me first say I've got them all over my hands. I'm sorry. All those Nazis out there that like to leave terrible comments about my hands and nails, move on. So just go to the next video. But yeah, they're all over me. But these are really cool. They react. They have mica powders in them, and they react with each other. So I've got two different types. I've got Prismay and Moon, and there are Vitrol also, but I don't have any of those. I've been told they just look like stained glass, which would be pretty, but I would rather have the ones that react with each other. So as you can see, they make these cool cell patterns, and there's no way of controlling these paints. So if you are one of those people that wants a certain pattern, then this is not the thing for you. So this one, I basically took light pink Prismay paint, dropped in a drop of the moon in this burgundy, and this is what happens. So, and it changes over time. So these I did last night. They're still slightly tacky. You can't, they need to cure for a long time, like days. But you can pick them up after a little while. And I like this one. I thought it looked kind of like the planet Earth almost. But they just do the coolest things. And so all of these here, I've done several. I just played around with this last night. It was a lot of fun. So I'm going to show you guys what they do. Let me pull up a couple more of these so you can see. So this one I really liked. I thought it was really cool. I did an elephant. This guy right here. And, oh, this heart was really pretty too, this one. So, yeah, let's move these out of the way, and I'll show you what we're working with. So these are the paints. It's Pebeo, Prismay, Fantasy. They're all called Fantasy, but you've got Prismay and Moon. So the Prismay make these honeycomb effects, and the Moon just are kind of like a pearly thing. So what I have found with playing with these paints is if you pour your Prismay first, or put down your Prismay paint first, and then drop the Moon in, that's when you get these kinds of really cool effects. If the Moon, if you just use it, it's not going to give you those honeycomb things. And if you put down Moon and drop Prismay in, it doesn't work as well either, because the Moon stops the Prismay from doing its honeycomb thing, okay? So you want to, if you want those effects, you want to put down the Prismay first and then add the Moon in. So another thing about these paints is they have to be mixed very, very well. So all of these were very mixed last night, but if you can see this one, and if you can see out here on the edge, see this oily substance? You've got the mica powder, which you can see over here. And then you've got this oily substance where it's separated. You want to make sure that that is mixed super well. So what I do is I take this jar and I tip it, and I stir with a popsicle stick, and you want to get along the bottom. But this allows this stuff that's in this little crevice right here to kind of drain down and be stirred up as well as everything that's in the jar. So when you very first get these, you want to take some time and mix them up really well. I mean, like, I would do 10 to 15 minutes per jar. Mix these really well. I tried shaking them. That does not do as good. And if you don't have them mixed really good, the effects are not going to work, okay? So you want to scrape the bottoms. You want to scrape the sides. You just want to mix them super well. So if you can look at this one, it was mixed last night. Now it's very separated. See this oily substance all along this little crevice here? And then you can see some of the micas, but you start mixing, and you can see the mica powders coming up from the bottom. It's just, I think with these, the most important thing is mixing these paints really well. So these paints I got on Blick, I think it's Blick Art or Blick.com. They were $6.80 some for this bigger size. This is a 1.5 ounce. And that's a really good price for these. They're very pricey. If you get on Amazon, you can pay like $10 for this size jar. So the Blick Arts was, and I'll link that in the description box below. And again, it is not a paid promotion, but I just, that's the best place that I found to buy these for the price. They also had a lot of really good selection in colors. Now, I did get a variety pack on Amazon of, I think it was 12, or maybe it was 6. I can't remember, I'm sorry. Of these smaller jars, which are 20 ml. And it was $19.99 for, I think it was 6 colors actually. For 6 colors. You can look on Amazon. They come in all different, you know, you just kind of have to decide what you want. But, you know, so that's not as good of a deal as these bigger pots for 6 something, if you're going to use these a lot. Now, if you're not going to use them a lot, I wouldn't advise, you know, investing in a whole bunch of different colors, but they are really, really cool. So I have several colors out here. These are the Moon, and then I've got some of the Prismay. And what you want to do while I'm stirring this, I'll just tell you, because I'm sorry if you don't want to watch me stir, but they have to be stirred up really good. And I have stirred them before the video, but I mean, I'm telling you, you got to stir these things like mad. They can't sit for any amount of time. You have to keep stirring. Okay, so if you want to work with these and some polymer clay, you just need to get some polymer clay. I did some black, I did some gray, and I did some white. So I just did these 3 different colors, basic colors of polymer clay. I baked them. I cut them out, of course, and then I baked them. And I think this is the thickest setting on my pasta machine that I rolled them out on. And then I baked them for an hour at 275. And that's what we're going to use today to put our paints on. So, all right, let me grab a little piece of wax paper. Sorry, I should have already had this out here, but it is kind of important. I forgot it, and I don't want to spill this all over and make a big mess. So I would rather have the wax paper down and be safe than sorry. Okay, so let's put some of our little pieces over here on it. And I'm telling you, these are the coolest paints. Now, another thing I would like to do, and I'll show you this. I have some little filigree pieces, and I would love to bake my polymer clay with some of these little filigree pieces and then fill these in with different colors of the paint, but I didn't do that this time, but I probably will next time I do it. So, all right, so let's see. Let's start with this heart right here. And I think I was wanting to do something with purple and turquoise. So this is a Prismay paint right here, this purple one. And like I said, it's better to put the Prismay down first and then drop the Moon into it if you really want those honeycomb effects. So let me see. I have a Prismay and 2 different purples here, and I may use both of these on this heart. Okay, let me stir this one up a little bit. These are so much fun. I really had a good time last night playing with these, and every little thing that you do turns out completely different. I mean, there is absolutely no possible way to make these look the same or to even get a pattern in them. I mean, they just move. You can't do anything about it. Now, this one is called Violin Pearl Violin. This one is just violet. So it's actually 2 different shades of purple. And this one really needs stirred. It's got like a gold mica in it. So you got to get these stirred up really good. And I'm telling you, it is so important. If you don't stir them really good, they will not do their effects. So that's the whole, you know, it's just really, you got to get them stirred good. And I stirred all of these last night because I used them last night. But they've separated out really, really well. So I'm going to stir this one again. These are a lot of fun. You can use them on jewelry bezels. I've done that on just metal bezels. I've seen people pour, like, using canvas, like an acrylic pour, but I'm sure that that turns out beautiful, but oh my gosh, how expensive would that have to be? Because, you know, these are not cheap little paints, so I can't even imagine doing that, taking that and pouring these whole pots out on one thing. But I've seen some people doing it online, so I just have to say that that's not the way I want to use them, but to each his own. And I bet if you were doing like a piece of decor or something for your living room or something like that, it would be really cool. Like a tabletop or something would be really cool. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, and it doesn't take a lot, but you want to put them kind of thick because their effects don't show up real good if they're not. Now, with the polymer clay, this paint kind of has the self doming, like if you just go to the edge of your piece with your popsicle stick or toothpick and you're careful, it won't run over. It's kind of like resin. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of put this one in. And I just use a different popsicle stick for each one because you don't want to mix the Prismay and the moon. You know, you don't want to use the same popsicle stick on your moon that you do on your Prismay. And I'm just going to take this purple, kind of go in here, and you'll see these will start reacting with each other. The two Prismay will start making these little cells. So I'm just dropping a little in. You want to do it kind of slowly and carefully. You don't want to overflow your piece for sure. But I want these purples to kind of be mixed. Like I want a little bit over here of this one. So just try to stay. And I mean, if it does overflow, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's just going to waste a little bit of your paint. So it is better to take littler bits and be kind of careful. I did have one that overflowed last night, and like I said, it's not the end of the world, but okay. Just put a little right there. Now, I'm just going to drag this to the edges, just like this. I'm trying to see if I hope I'm totally in frame here. I've been having trouble because my phone holder blocks my screen, so I can't see if I'm in frame or not totally. So I hope I am. I think I am. I'm going to scoot it a little bit. Okay, I can see that I am. Okay, so here is what this is doing. So it's starting to react on the edges there, and I like the way that the purples are kind of swirled here and mixed. So now I want to take a little bit of the moon. This is the moon, and I'm going to just drop a couple of drops in with this Prismay. And if you can see, look right there, see it's starting to make these cells. It's just the coolest stuff ever. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this moon, and I'm just going to drop it right here, and you'll see what it does. It'll immediately start doing really cool stuff. There it goes. And I think I might drop one right here. Now, like I said, if you drop the moon into the Prismay, you get the effects. If you drop the Prismay into the moon stops the Prismay from doing its honeycomb thing. I don't know why, but it does. Okay, I think I'll use a little bit of this. Now, this is a Prismay. I really want another moon. Let me see if I have another moon in like a... I thought I did, but maybe not. I do have a moon in this dark blue. That might be kind of pretty to put in there, one drop of it. It doesn't take much. I think I'm just going to leave it though. I think I like it just like this. So let's just let it do its thing, and we'll see what it's going to do. I'm just going to scoot it over here. You want to be real careful because it takes a while for this to set up. Okay, now I have this heart, and I think I'm going to do some hunter green and burgundy on this heart. I think that would be really pretty. And I have hunter green and burgundy in Prismay, and then I have a moon in this burgundy. So I think this is the one I want to use. So the colors, I'll tell you here just a second. The colors that I'm going to use are Prismay English Red right here. So that's this one. It's kind of an orangey. I don't really want to use orangey. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I might do these two. Okay, so this is Prismay Moonstone. Let me stir it up really good. And if you can see our other heart, it's doing fantastic things over here. And again, the key is getting these stirred really, really well. Okay, so here's our Moonstone. And then this one is called Leaf, I think. Yeah, Leaf, the green one here. Let me stir it. And I know it's a pain to watch me stir it, but I'm telling you, it is so important. Okay, so I'm going to take a little leaf. I'm just going to kind of do something like that with it. Alright, then I'm going to take this Moonstone. I'm just going to kind of drop it into and mix them a little bit. Okay. And let's see, do I want to do a little more leaf? Maybe. Maybe right here. A little more leaf right there, up here to the top. I'm just kind of dragging it to the edges very carefully. Like I said, it kind of self-domes, but you want to just be really careful about it. Okay. Now, I may put just a little bit more Moonstone in here if I can. It kind of got swallowed up by the leaf. Let me see if I can put a little bit, another drop of Moonstone over here. Yeah. Okay. I just don't want to make it go over the edge. Alright, so now this is a moon. Those two were Prismay that I did there. This is a little moon in a burgundy, a really pretty, this is, what's this called? Cayman? Caymine? Okay, so I'm going to stir it up. And look at this one. Look what he's doing. It's just so cool. Now, after they start working, like if I would try to go back in there now and drop something in there, it would not do, it wouldn't do much more. I mean, it wouldn't really affect it much. For some reason, you have to do them all kind of right away, if that makes sense. All right, now this is moon. I'm going to drop the moon in just kind of like that, and we'll see what it does. It will not keep that pattern, I guarantee it. But as you can see, it's already starting to move, make these cells, and do cool things. So I'm going to scoot this one over very carefully out of the way. And we've got this oval. What do I want to do with this oval? I have this one really, really bright yellow, but I haven't used it. It's called fluorescent yellow, and I'm not sure that I really want to use it. I'm not sure that there's much it would go with. So I'm kind of looking here. I do have this turquoise, which I think is really pretty. This one's actually called turquoise. So let's use it. And then I have a pink. These turquoise and pink I think would be really pretty together. So I'm going to stir it up really, really well. And as you can see that oily substance on the side. You want to make sure that you get that. You want to scrape the bottoms of your little paint pots. And when I got these, of course, you know, they came in the mail, and it's hard to tell how long they had been sitting on the store shelves. But some of them, the mica was really thick in there. So when I would stir it and bring it up, it would be like a big glob on the end of my popsicle stick, and you really, really have to get that stuff stirred up or it's just not going to work. Okay, look at can you see the other heart up there? I'm afraid to move it. Let me go ahead and get a popsicle stick for this one. You can buy popsicle sticks at the Dollar Tree. They come in a package of like, I don't know, 200 or something for $1. So that's what I use in this, just because you can throw them away because this paint's sticky and messy, and I can't imagine trying to clean it off of brushes or something. I just think that would be really... And I don't think these lend themselves very well to a brush anyway because of their thickness, and they're almost like resin. They remind me of resin. Okay, so let's go ahead and put down some blue here. Let's do kind of a nice little swirl. And again, whatever pattern you do, just be aware it's not going to stay that way. See, look at this guy. I mean, he is nothing like, and look at that one. They're really cool, but they are not at all in the pattern that I started out with, and they won't. They do their own thing. You can kind of give it a general, like if you want stripes, maybe. I don't even know that you could control that too much. They are very, very, have a mind of their own. Okay. So there's that pink, and with that turquoise, that's very pretty together. And then I may even do some over here. You want to bake your polymer clay first before you work on it, because the baking process does tend to turn these Pebeo paints yellow. So you don't want that. So yeah, you definitely want to bake first, then use them on your polymer clay. Alright, so we've got that going on there. Now, let's see here. A gold would be pretty to put in that. I do have this. What color is this? This is gold. Is it a moon? It is a moon. So let's, I don't know though. Maybe silver. Silver would be pretty too. Let's see if I have a silver in moon. I do. This one's called Veil of Smoke. So let's try it. See what it would do. I may do gold and silver. That'd be kind of cool. Let's mix them. Veil of Smoke and gold. Stir them up. So while I'm stirring, I'll update you guys on my house hunt, because I know that you've been following, especially if you've been in my Facebook group, you've been following my house hunt. So as most everybody knows, we sold this house, and we're under contract, so we have to find another house very quickly. And so we found one that we really, really liked. And right now, I'll just clarify, the market here in Fayetteville is insane. People are buying houses without even seeing them. There are lines. Every time a new house pops up on the market in our price range, there you go to see it, there's a line of like, I don't know, 20 cars, you know, with their realtors. Everybody, it's just, there is not the demand to meet the supply, or the supply to meet the demand right now. So it's insane. Everybody's coming with their best offers. So anyway, we bid on this house. We were one of 12 offers, and they accepted our bid. And we were so excited. So we told everybody, you know, we're like, yeah, we got the house, blah, blah, blah. We were so excited. Well, a half an hour later, the realtor calls back and he says, I'm so sorry to have to call and tell you this, but they have changed their minds, because we are contingent upon the selling of our own house. Now, mind you, our house is under contract. They've already, you know, been here, done the inspection, the whole big deal. So it's not like that we don't have anybody interested, or that it, you know, isn't moving forward. But for some reason that scared the wife of this couple, and she backed out. So we lost that house. So we were pretty, you know, sad about it. Well, the next morning, a new one pops on the the radar, you know. And so Chris was like, you need to go see it. And I'm like, okay. So I go see this house. I love it. I take a video of it because Chris can't get off work to go see it. And bring it home, show him the video. He really likes it. He's like, let's go for it. It won't last long. So it was on the market that day, okay? And they were taking highest and best offers at 6 o'clock that night. So it was on the market less than 24 hours. So we put in a bid, and they came back, countered something. We came back, and so long story short, we won the house. It is perfect. I will have a bead room above the garage, this big bonus room above the garage. So it's going to be like 3 times the size of my bead room now. I'm so excited. Chris will have his 2-car garage. He's so excited. It's not as big and fancy as the first one that we found, but it's beautiful. It has the rooms that we need, and we're just really excited about it. So he hasn't even seen it yet. We get to go see it tonight at 6. So I've at least seen it, but not Chris. So he's, he gets to go see it tonight. But we are very excited. I think actually it's way, way cheaper than the first house we were looking at. So I think it's a blessing. Actually, it won't strap us near as much financially. So yeah, we're excited about it. So that's the update on the home buying front. I know some of you have been following me, and I've been posting kind of updates, or posted a couple things in my Facebook group. So yeah, thanks to everybody who's prayed for us, who has, just given me words of encouragement, because it's been crazy here. When you know that your own house has sold and you have nowhere to go, it's kind of nerve-wracking, but, we trust in God. The realtor even said, wow, you took it really well. And I said, well, we prayed about it. If it wasn't the right thing, we don't want to do it. So I feel like that, God's blessed us with this one. It's everything we need, and it's way cheaper. So we're going to have not so much strain financially. So, the other one just was not the one for us. And I'm thankful that we found that out beforehand instead of after we moved in and then had trouble or something. But anyway, all right, so I have some blue. This is a really pretty blue. This is a Prismay, and it is midnight blue. Love it. Now, what am I going to put in it? Let's see. Let's put a little bit of... Do I have a white in the moon? Don't know if I do. I don't. Let me see here. It's kind of full, so I don't really want to put another Prismay color in. I just need to drop in whatever moon color I want to do. And I think this gold would be pretty with that blue. This is a moon. Now, this is kind of full, so I don't want to put a big drop in. I'm just going to barely put a little drop in there like that. And same thing over here. Now, I put the drops in basically the same place, but like I said, you cannot control this paint, so it's going to do its own thing. So I'm hoping to make a pair of earrings out of this, but we'll see if it even... See that one? Look at these up here. Look what they're doing. They just do crazy and wild things. So here I have a couple little teardrops. I'm hoping that's on screen. Move it down just to be sure. So what do I want to do with these teardrops? I think I would kind of like to do a dark. So I have this Onyx. This is Prismay Onyx. I think I would kind of like to do a dark color. And then maybe put like the, I also have a white Prismay, this eggshell white. It's one of my favorite. I think it's really pretty. So let me stir up this Onyx because I haven't used it today. Scrape the sides. I mean, you really, really have to, stir. Okay, so here's the Onyx. I'm just going to put a little bit on here like this. Just in the middle there. Now, let's do light pink. I think light pink would be pretty with this. Let's do a little light pink up here. Again, you just want to get it to the edges. As best you can without going over. Same thing here. So anyway, once we get moved, I plan to do an updated tour, craft room tour. Okay, so there's our gray and pink. I may just leave this one and see what it does with the Prismay without the moon in it. Let's just leave those and see. Okay, and we've got two more here. These two little ovals. Look at that one. Can you see that? I hope it's on the screen. They're turning out really cool. Alright, what do I want to do with these two little ovals here? I have so much in front of me that I get kind of confused, if that makes any sense. I get overwhelmed by the varieties. Okay, so we've got, this is moon, so I don't want to do that first. I want to do Prismay first. I really like this eggshell white. Let's do this eggshell white on these. It's really pretty. Just like this. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's see, what can I put with it? This dark blue is really pretty. That's a moon, though. I don't want to do a moon. Let me do a Prismay in the dark blue. Okay, and I don't need much. But let's do a little bit of this dark blue here. Just like this. Okay. And we'll go here with it. Okay. And then I do want to drop something in the middle. I think turquoise would be pretty. Just a little dab of turquoise in the middle. Okay. Just a little dab of it. Maybe like right here. And let's see what that does. Okay, so we have got something on all of our pieces. Now these are just the Prismay. I didn't do any moon in them. And I'm hoping that they do something. It looks like it's doing some cell stuff along the edges here. So I'm just going to leave that and see. And for the rest of them, like I said, once you've dropped your paints in and kind of let it sit, you can't really do anything more to it. So like, say I didn't care for this one, I wanted to do something else in there. It really wouldn't matter if I did. Now I could put a swirl of something in, and I mean, I don't know, but it tends to make it look muddy once you try to do more after the paints have already started reacting. So, you know, you kind of just have to do what you want to do up front and then let it go. Okay, so we're going to let these sit for quite a while. The others have been sitting all night long, so get a good look at them right now. Let me take the phone off so I can get you a good look at them. Okay, so here they are. So here are our, as you can see, that's starting to do some cool stuff in there. There's these, that pair, that oval, that heart, and this heart. So that's what we did today. So I'm going to let them sit, and I will come back tomorrow and we will look at them again and see what they did. Okay, so we'll see you then. Okay, everybody, so I'm back. It's been about 24 hours, and here are what the pieces have done. Now, they're completely cured and dried. You can touch them and everything, but look at the cells that this paint creates. Just the coolest thing. So what I will do is I will paint the sides. I'm going to do the backs of all of these because they could be double-sided. Not the earrings, like these are going to be earrings. I'm going to glue posts on the back of them. But these pendants, I'm going to do the backs as well, because why not make them reversible? I mean, they could be double-sided. And then I will resin. I'll finish the sides with something and I will resin them. And then they'll be ready to be pendants. So didn't they turn out pretty? This one's not my favorite. It's okay. I don't really care for it too much. But these other ones, whoops, these other ones turned out really cool, I thought. These will make great little stud earrings. And then here's the heart. So yeah, Pebeo paints, a whole lot of fun. Fun to play around with. I've really enjoyed them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on other videos that I do. And I will be selling these pieces eventually. I don't know when, because things are really busy right now. We're getting ready to move. We just sold our house. We're buying a house, and yeah, it's crazy. But I do have a bunch of these pieces. They will be for sale. I do have a website, I have a website and a Facebook group. My Facebook group is where I will post this, probably a lot of these things for sale. I'll probably do a big, you know, event sale and post them in there. But yeah, if you guys are interested, I'll put the links in the description box below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!